So is this a buyer's market or a seller's market? Let's get to what is really happening here in the Northern Michigan real estate market.
It's a weird market. And actually, you guys know we dig deep in the data every single month, and weird is the best explanation I have for it. And what's weird about it is prices are up. They're up 10% over last year at the same period of time, but inventory is up. Inventory is up 23%. So what usually happens when inventory goes up?
Well, it's classic supply and demand, right? So inventory goes up. You'd think days on the market would go up, and you'd think prices would moderate a little bit, but we're not really seeing that. You are the stats expert, so give us some of those stats on some of those common numbers.
Yeah, so what we think is happening behind these numbers is, first of all, to answer your question, is it a buyer's or a seller's market? Buyer demand is still high. There's actually 2% more unit home sales this year than same period last year. So that tells us serious buyers are still out there and they're buying homes. Days on the market is up 5%, which is up. We would expect that with inventory going up, but it's not up as much as you would think, right? So Bill, you're in homes every single day, listing them and selling them. What do you think the disconnect is?
It is, you know, I can't give you an exact thing. It's sort of what we've gone back to on some of our previous videos that we've talked about even 6 months ago, maybe even a little bit longer than that. And that is that certain homes that get the price right from the get-go and that are neat and clean and ready to go, no projects, no big questions out there, those seem to be selling very quickly. Other homes that if they're starting at too high of a price, or it has, you know, it needs a new deck or it needs a new roof, those are the ones that seem to be struggling a little bit and then possibly bumping the days on the market up.
Yeah, and I would say that what I'm seeing, we started following a new stat to try to help us understand what was going on in this market for our buyers and our sellers, and that is the percent of homes sold. So days on the market is one number, and it's an important number, but that number only measures days on the market for homes that actually make it to the closing table.
Yeah.
And so that could create a challenge, right? Because it's leaving out all the homes that didn't sell, they expire, or the withdrawal. So there's another stat, the percent sold. And the percent of homes that have listed this time period, January to September of this year, is 63%, 76% last year.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that?
That is an indication that we're getting back more towards a pre-COVID market where, you know, I did not have you on the team at that point, so I wasn't able to quite track the statistics as in depth, but pre-COVID, we were at more like a 52, 54, 56%, given the year that percent homes sold, with like an average 180 days on the market. So I think the market is shifting back a little bit that way, but let me ask you this. Some buyers, it sure feels like we get buyers all the time saying, there's just nothing on the market, there's no inventory. The statistics actually are showing that inventory was up. Did you say 23%?
Yeah.
23%, yet buyers seem to, and we have buyers and we're struggling to find them properties. So what is your take on that? Is there a statistical answer to that? Is it price ranges? What do you think?
I think the first 2 weeks to 30 days of a new listing are absolutely critical. And I think that's what's going on here. And I think the market, to your point, we're trying to settle into a new normal. So I think buyer demand is really strong. And in some cases, sellers and their realtors are looking for where the market is on a home. But if you overprice and you don't promote, I think you're going to struggle in this market. And you never really get back that first 10 to 14 days that you're listed. So if you get it wrong and you don't get the showings you would expect, you don't have people to the open house that you would expect, then you got to react really quickly or else you almost miss the window.
But with that said, if you were on the market for a while, we actually have had great success in specializing in properties that were previously on the market, whether they were our listing or not, and being able to successfully relaunch them, because that first 2-3 weeks, maybe 30 days depending on the season, is so important. So if you are a seller and you didn't sell for one reason or another, don't get too discouraged. There are certain techniques that you can relaunch and relaunch very strong. So
yeah, and have a fresh start. And we're here to help you kind of weigh all of those things, looking at your time on the market, looking at things that you might be able to do to improve the condition of your home. Certainly pricing is one factor, and then a comprehensive marketing plan. So every situation is unique.
Yeah. I know we're going to cover it in a future video, but anything about seasonality in particular with relation to percentage of homes sold maybe?
Yes, that's really key, and we will cover it in depth in another video. But the thing is, we see days on the market go up this time of year, and it's such a neat little metric to look at because, again, that days on the market measures homes that actually hit the closing table. And what that tells us is this time of year, days of the market aren't going up because the buyers are gone or because the homes have been out there. It's because there's less competition. And homes that struggled in May, June, July, when there's a ton of new listings come on the market, do really well this time of year because serious buyers are still in the market and they're starting to get frustrated that they're seeing fewer and fewer new listings. They're seeing listings that they maybe have been watching and thinking about buying withdraw from the market. And so they'll make some decisions now wanting to secure their 2026 vacation home, or in the event that they're actually like going to live here, they need a place to live, they'll decide now. And that really helps homes that have struggled this time of year, especially if you've been listed, maybe if you do a little bit of a price reduction, or if you relist after coming off the market and get that fresh start.
Yeah, so I think it would be safe to say that, if you are on the market or you come to market this time of year, fall, even in the winter, like it might not be quite the fanfare and the excitement, or I guess the challenges maybe of disrupting your house. So you're not going to have that maybe 10, 12, 15 showings, 10 people to the open house.
Yeah.
That you would get in the summertime, say. But this time of year, you do have a great opportunity to get sold and at a great price as well. The list to sales price seasonally stays pretty strong throughout the year, but you probably have a little bit more negotiating power actually in what many people consider the off market.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll delve into a little more detail on that in the Why Wait Until Spring video. But for now, if we can help you, give us a call. If you have questions at all, slide into our DMs. Thanks for tuning in.